Hello everybody, welcome to the video today. Here for some iLMS from Mosport in the Ford GT. Starting P5s as number 3 car. Should be an interesting race, unsplit race, 40 cars around Mosport with obviously LMP1s, HPDs and GTEs. This could be interesting. Hopefully we don't die. We'll see how we go. Once again, I think I'm probably the only Ford in here, but it looks certainly up towards the pointy end of the field, so it should be interesting. But yeah, we'll see how we go. I'm not really sure what to expect, although I want us to hopefully not die, but you know, being official and just iLMS in general, you never really know. But, see what happens.
Get ready, going green.
Thankfully, I think we'll actually go green on the straight, so this might actually be alright. The problem is, look where the LMP2s are. We can't really go.
Green, green, green.
Oh wow. Alright, please don't go 3 wide.
Right side. Clear.
Alright, cool. Nice clean start. Alright, so our long race as always, no tyre change, fuel required. As per with iLMS. Good to get a run finally, because iLMS has been at Mosport. You know, obviously not a lot of people wanting to race around here because of the, you know, short track like this, LMP1s, a bit of interesting ones. So I think a lot of people are using this as a drop round this week. So outside of peak times, not really been anyone racing it. So I'm waiting all week to try and get a run, and finally got one here right for the end of the week too. So that's good. There's a break from Road America finally. So GT3 and IMSA being there, kind of sick of that place, not gonna lie. So good to go something different. Always good to give the Ford a go. We'll see how we go here. I'm pretty happy just to, you know, again, stay where I am. Top 5 will be fine with me, but see what happens. Our long race as always, so, you know, a lot of time for things to change, especially with, you know, prototypes around here. HPDs are not so bad. HPDs are fine around here, in my opinion, but yeah, LMP1's probably a little bit too powerful, I think, but, you know, here we are. Probably on second there, but that's alright. Watch it through there. I mean, the GTEs are pretty full on around here, you know, there's a lot of downforce. But the real world IMSA Sports Car Championship, I'm pretty sure does race around here, so, you know. So, yeah. I think they still do, anyway, I know they used to, but I'm pretty sure they still do. Oops, someone's gone off, oops, HPD. Interested to see how we go here. Hopefully we can keep these guys. Anyway, I hope by the qualifying times, top 2 should sort of walk away, theoretically. Just going off the qualifying times, but had many times that's happened where people have been able to put in stonking qualifying times and then race trim, they're nowhere near that kind of pace. I'll be happy just to chill here. I don't know how good the Ford is around here, but I can't imagine it'd be that great, because it doesn't seem like the Ford's particularly great, period, but anyway, find out. Well, hello, there's a battle for the lead. 'Tis on. Okay, fuel refuel suddenly a lot less than it was saying before, so it might be a pretty relative splash, which would be good. So fuel window looks like it should be pretty large, but again, probably not a lot of point in doing it early because we don't really get caught further back in the GT field. I like the feeling I'm going to have some clean air up here anyway. Just get this feeling I'm not going to be quick enough to. Oh, okay, see you, mate. Oh, I nearly followed him. Oh, he's in the wall. Big rip there. I nearly followed him off, to be fair. I nearly went too deep too, so it's a freebie. He got damaged too, so he's going to be struggling. So it should be effective 4th. See what we can do. As I say, I reckon the top 2 are going to walk away. They should by qualifying. Even 3rd, I think, was a good half-second faster than I was, so I'm not expecting to keep these 3, but we'll see what we can do, especially being the Ford too. We'll see what we can do. As I say, I'd be happy just to chill here in 4th. That's fine with me. Be exciting enough with all the prototypes zooming past us, so obviously being such a short lap, we're going to get them passing us a lot too, so going to be kept busy there. Oh, we got a lap one already, good. Just what we wanted for Christmas. Just want to be careful, man. It's pretty on edge here. I think it's a pretty hot track as well.
Car right.
Oh, man.
Clear.
I'm gonna get a lot of scares like that, aren't I? It's gonna be pretty full on, but anyway. Already leaving everyone behind Valerie for dead, pretty much. Valerie's sticking with us though, so it makes sense. Again, we qualified with pretty similar pace from memory, so that fuel kind of in the region, so we don't have to do as much juggling later on. Oh, whoops. He's throwing the V8. Did the blimp there on the downshift I didn't need to do. You do that a bit when you do, especially when you do a lot of V8 racing, you know, in a period of time. You go do something else and you kind of, every now and then you'll by default do the blimp with the throttle, even though you don't need to, because it's not a V8. Going to be in the fart box again though, always, as I always keep saying, every time I drive this car it's still the same. You know, still really enjoy this car. Even if it maybe isn't as strong as it once was and yada yada, I still enjoy it. So when I can, I still like to drive it even if it isn't terribly strong in a certain circuit or whatever. As I've said before again, I always like to, something about driving the piece of shit car at a track that's quite enjoyable. I don't know why, but I get a bit of a kick out of it, you know, trying to drag a less or a not as quick car to a good result. Something about it that's good fun.
Car on your left. Clear on the left.
Wow, some shenanigans there. UPB, nice. Nice Gary.
Car right. Clear.
Right, Timothy got pretty kecked over there. We did manage to get a bit of a gap on Valerie though. I think he might have got kecked by the traffic a bit more, so that's good. That's a lot of it's going to be traffic management for us, because it's not, to be fair, there's not too many GT prototypes, sorry. Depending on what, looking at the strength of field, half of them might not be still going, you know, towards the end anyway, but we've got 15 prototypes, 25 GTEs, that's 15 including P2s as well. So a pretty good spread, like especially considering it's a non-split race and it's quite a low soft, it actually has a pretty good spread of cars, which is good between the classes, so that's always helps. So we will still be kept busy though, because as I say, because it's such a short lap, they're going to be lapping us a lot. So that's fine, part of the fun, quote unquote, or air quotes, over the fun part. Situationally fun, it depends who you're dealing with, really. No, where do you think I'm going, dipshit? Oh my god. So people understand how racing lines work.
Right
there we go,
side.
we're good now.
Clear. Right side. Clear.
So that'll be the good thing, is that even if we're on our own, in terms of, you know, for position, we're going to be kept busy with the prototypes coming through, so that'll be good. Good to go back at Mosport too. It's not a track that you get to race at too much now, because a lot of the... It actually doesn't seem to get used very much these days for any of the sort of more popular series anyway. It used to be used a lot more. It used to be one of the more used tracks on the service, but Not used as much now, I don't think. I mean, more of a range of tracks than there used to be and all that kind of thing. Such a unique track, though. That's what I like about it. It's not the one that everyone likes because it's a pretty fast-flowing circuit, so I think everyone likes it, but I really enjoy it personally. It's just a good time. Very flowing. Got to be a lot about getting the lines right, from corner to corner, keeping the speed up, keeping the average speed up. Hopefully you won't do anything stupid. Oops, didn't have to lift there. Please don't ruin me. Cool. Cool. Yep, starting to pull away from Ballerenko now, that's good. They are still dropping from the top 3, but again, not really think you don't really think I'm fighting them. They're a bit too quick for me. So once again, we're going to be kind of in this middle ground where we're not really quick enough to be with the it's sort of like, again, it always reminds me of a general sort of summary of me in sim racing. Just in general, not even now, like just always, I think, you know, not quite fast enough to be up there with the real quick people, but you know, ahead of most, you know, in that really awkward middle ground. Except for maybe in the supercars. Supercars are the only ones because I've done that many hours in them and because of how they are to drive. Probably one of the only cars I'm in the sort of quicker people with, maybe. It depends though on if we're assuming in the quicker people with if I get the practice in. If not, then I'm sort of down there with the average Joe. Whoop, that's a spun GTE. But yeah, otherwise most other cars, even the GTs, which again by now I've done a lot of hours in these cars now. You know, like a lot of hours. But even so, I'm still, you know, not up with the real quick people, but ahead of most sort of deal, you know, as I've been mentioning. And to be honest, it's probably the same now with the supercar. Wouldn't have used to be. When I used to be able to race more, I think I would say I was up in amongst the, you know, the quicker people for the supercar. But nowadays I'm probably in the middle again just because I can't race as much, so, and don't have the juicy setups for the supercars either. So that was my own choice going to SRC. So a part of yeah, I knew it'd be you know, something that would be the case. But it's okay. So just plodding along again, top 3 kind of slowly pulling away, but expected that. Oh, there goes Daniel, big rip. Looked like he'd hit that wall pretty hard, so I'd imagine there was some pretty hefty damage. So easy to do that there though with the double right, especially in a car like this when you're going in so deep. Ooh, okay, back in getting a bit squirrely. Now you gonna go for a Carlo, or what are you doing?
Right side. Clear.
Yeah, let Carlo have it. Like it matters again, we're kind of on our own already, so. Oh, the understeer. Glorious, Jesus. Just didn't want to turn. Just went, no, I'm not making that corner. What do you think I am? Oh, so it's pretty good. Anyway. So we've got the P2s, we're about to get the P2, P1 combo soon, which in general is always fun. Will be even more fun on a track like this, so. I mean, so far from the first round, it seemed like everyone was okay in the LMP1s at least, which is generally a good sign. It can be if you know, quite a few dodgy people in the HPD, but hopefully we're okay. It's going to be ebb and flow though with all of us because of traffic, depending on where we get overtaken, yada yada. It's going to be a bit ebb and flow in terms of the gaps around us. Just got to be careful. We're just got to get in a rhythm, but don't get too comfortable because we don't want to make a mistake. Car's a bit on edge, especially with the heat as well. I think it's a pretty hot track again, so.
Car right. Clear.
Oh, he's got a McLaren there, very interesting. Fair enough. Not as bad understeer that time. Oh boy, we're going to get LMP2 and 2 P1s coming at us. I think the LMP2 might. Oh, it's going to be awkward. Oh, I don't like it. Oh, it's a blinking P2 as well. Beautiful.
Right side. Clear.
No, we're going to get one. So what's the P1 going to do? Around the outside.
Left
Yep.
side. Clear on the left. Left side. Clear.
One thing I don't understand, I think a lot of people are a bit confused about with iLMS this season, I don't know if it's next week or the week after. Whenever I know it's coming up soon, is that they decided in their because I think obviously with iRacing, if you don't know, I'm pretty sure. I think for every official, nearly lost it.
Clear.
I think for every official series, I think there's only one or two. So every official series bar one or two, I think, from what I understand, are actually selected by votes by the community. So they do polls for what people want, and then it's, I'm pretty sure, all sort of put together by a community rep for that series. So it's not actually put together by iRacing staff. They actually get people in the community to do it for them, which is cool. You know, good to get the community input, get people who are actually using the service to do it, yada yada. But one problem with that. Oh, well, yeah, but not really a problem. But yes, one problem with that, well, actually can be that sometimes they'll sort of not maybe pick the smartest choice. So, and whoever, I can't remember who is the iLMS rep this season, but whoever is, in their infinite wisdom, decided that apparently a place that iLMS with, you know, P1s and that would work really well at would be Bathurst. So, so I'm pretty sure it's either next week or the week after. I can't remember which one, but it's in the next couple of weeks. Will be at Bathurst because, you know, GTEs alone, GTEs there alone are pretty full on. I mean, HPDs, you know, borderline, but P1s around Bathurst, like, like I didn't want to think about how hellish that'd be to drive in a race scenario. Like, for a bit of fun, for a meme, sure, but in a race scenario, especially with GTEs and HPDs everywhere and everything, just no, thank you. So I don't know what they were thinking, but I'm pretty sure literally everyone's going to use that as a drop round. So I honestly wouldn't be surprised if there's only like one or two races that even go official for that week, to be honest. I think everyone's going to dodge it.
Right side.
The smarter choice is, I think I've talked to people in my team actually about the smarter choice. If you wanted an Aussie track to do iLMS, that would have been Phillip Island. Like, why not there? That makes so much more sense than Bathurst. You know, it actually could. Oh, like big old bomb. There we go.
Clear.
It actually makes like sense. Like, it actually could work in the HPD. Well, it does work in the HPD. It's actually really good fun around there, and obviously GTE good fun. And even the LMP1s would work around there. You know, a bit smoother. Got some pretty fast flowing track, kind of like Mosport. So yeah. But anyway, that's a fun thing that will come up eventually. I'll probably have to deal with. Thank God.
Clear on the right. Car right. Clear on the
wide
right.
there. Oh man, the overspeed. Oh man, getting assaulted by prototypes. Wow, we have absolutely left everyone behind for chips. Holy cow. We've just left everyone behind for dead. My God. I don't know what's happened to Valerie, but they've disappeared. So, that's wow. I didn't realize I'd left them that far behind. I've been driving really shit too. I've been too busy chatting away about random bullshit. I've been driving really bad. And I've still managed to leave everyone for dead. I mean, I'm losing time to the top three, but, you know, I was kind of expecting that, so. But as I said, thankfully, and even, this will be the thing, we're going to be kept busy by prototypes, and then we're also going to be kept busy by other GTEs, because again, the race didn't split, the strength of field's pretty low, so we're going to have plenty of GTE traffic too, so, which is cool, you know, it's good that we're going to be still kept busy, despite the fact we're not actually battling anyone yet for position. Oh, hello. Bit of understeer. Yeah, and it looks like we're only adding a little bit of fuel, so it's a pretty short stop. But again, we'll probably see it out. And again, as I always say, it doesn't really matter at this point whether we pit or not in terms of the prototypes, because we're going to come out amongst them anywhere, you know, anyway. So it doesn't really matter for prototypes if we pit or not. It more matters for where we come out, you know, GTE wise. So. Wow, we've left them all for dead back there, so. I don't know, it's strange. I mean, I knew I was going quicker pace and everything, but damn. I was that far at them. As I say, Valerie's disappeared off the radar, so I don't know if they've had an incident or something, so. Big rip though, if that's the case. Oh, hello. Oh, that's a dead. Oh, wow, dead lap car. He's number 8. Wow. Big rip. Oh, is that one of those ones with the funky text on the rear wing? I think it is, actually. SRT, whatever they are. Very annoying. Find it very annoying. I swear they only. It's like one of. It's like it. I don't actually know what the term is for it, but it's that kind of fuzzy text. You know, looks all sort of almost like a sort of Daft Punk sort of style. You know, you'll probably see it when we get closer, but no, it's not. Okay, disregard. Okay, I don't think it is, but even so, there's someone in front of us, actually right in front of us off the grid, who had that livery.
Car right. Clear on the right.
Yeah, someone right in front of us on the grid who had that on the back of their wing. It's just really annoying. I swear the only reason they did it was because they knew it would distract people, I swear, but anyway. Righto, cool. A little bit of a respite for a moment now, so we can just chill. Pretty much just keeping it clean as best I can. That's about all I'm doing right now. Oh, the understeer. Delicious understeer. As I say, unfortunately, this will be basically where I finish, unless there's shenanigans, which again, Mosport, all the traffic and everything, it's entirely possible. But assuming that it all stays clean, this will be our finishing position. Which again is fine, I'm fine with that. This has been a good clean run, you know, got a clean start, didn't get murdered early on. You know, having old mate go off as a freebie, so that's good. Always good to get freebies. A bit loose there, a little bit worried. Definitely being kept on my toes though. Again, the forward pretty tight. I think it needs to be to get pace out of it. So pretty tight set. Obviously, in a pretty hot track, it's certainly keeping busy. And it's a busy track in these kind of cars, you know, because you're going at such speed. This is my downforce, bro. There we go, much better through to the hairpin, double hairpin, whatever, whatever you want to call it. Anyway, plodding along well, just keeping it clean. He's got the speed to catch me before the corner, I think he does.
Right side. Clear.
Played it well, good. Lost a little time, not much. Surprised to see, it looks like 7. Yeah, it looks like pretty much all the P1 field's still going, so that's interesting to see. I thought there'd be more out of the race by now. It's Carlo the Barty leading the HBDs pretty well. I know him, he's very quick indeed, especially in anything that's downforce related, from what I've seen anyway. I mean, he had some great battles in the DP over back when that was back when I used to race that, and it actually, well, even then it was still not getting that good numbers, but back when you could kind of get decent numbers still, outside of the soft races. So one of these days I'll update the DP. But one of these days I'll either update it or I'll just remove it. I think like the real life, IM's just kind of a weird spot like that actually, because obviously Ford. Speak of Ford, announced they're going to stop their Works GT program after this season of IMSA. Which kind of was, and obviously I think that includes WEC as well.
Slow car ahead, go left.
Who is that? Ah, right, okay, GT. Yeah, but again, which is not just really surprising. I'm pretty sure they always said, from what I understand, they always said when they first started, it was going to be like, you know, about a 4-year or so program. So, you know, it's not like they just suddenly pulled the pin after saying, oh, we're going to be here for years or whatever. So, you know, fair enough. Obviously, you know, you can't, generally that's why a lot of the big manufacturers kind of come and go from series, with the costs and everything. You can't keep doing it forever.
Car right. Clear. Car right. Clear.
Don't want to turn again. I want to understeer through there, don't you? Right? Just about keeping with the top 3, though. Again, it doesn't really matter because I know I'm not going to get them anyway, so kind of irrelevant, really. As long as I'm keeping it clean. That's all that really matters in the end. Is Carlo going to go for it? No, he's not. Cool. I was going to give him the inside, but he decided not to take it. Fair enough. Playing it safe.
Right.
Good call, I think, from Carlo. He's, you know,
Clear on the
in the
right.
lead by God knows how long or how much, so he doesn't really need to do anything risky. So good to see Carlo playing it smart there. Thankfully, I knew they were going to bomb there, so he left the room. All good. That's why, yeah, gave Carlo the corner. And he just went, nah, look, I'm good, man. Oh, okay, cool. It's fair enough. Leading. Oh, he's not leading by as much as I thought he was, I don't think, unless he's actually a lap ahead, which is entirely possible. Well, he should be a lap ahead, I'm not sure, but either way, he's got a good lead, so. And he understeered through there, jeez. Pretty sure it's just how it is, certainly in this heat as well. Really bad understeer. It's already lapped up to 15th in GTE, although I don't know how many of these guys have done a stop or not.
Car on your left. Clear.
Ooh. Just a little bit on edge through there, but anyway. What you can do about that, I don't think. Oh, please don't freeze now. Been good all race, don't start freezing now. Still only a couple of minutes, or still, I'm really not doing well at speaking this race, but still a couple of minutes off halfway, but nearly there. Hasn't been too bad actually, hasn't passed too slowly, not too quickly, but not too slowly either, considering that we've been effectively on our own for most of the race. As I say, being kept on our toes with the prototypes coming through. Yeah, okay, so yeah, so Carlo's only leading, I say only, leading by, what's that, about 12, 13 seconds, so still a good lead though, so he doesn't really need to bother doing anything risky, so as I said, it's good to see him being, oh wow, what am I doing? Being nice and patient there.
Car right. Clear.
How far's the leader ahead? Yeah, well, our leader's also done the same thing. He's buggered off down the road. That's alright. We're well ahead of everybody else, though. I'll look back in a second, but I think we've got to be nearly 30 seconds surely ahead of everyone else now. Got to 16 seconds as quick as we did. Let's have a look. Yep, 25, yep. Wow. Again, shows that difference. That's terrible through there, that's alright. We're consistent 114s, which I think is okay, you know. Nothing special, but enough. As I say, good to just get iLMS running. I always like doing iLMS, assuming, you know, if you get a decent field, I really do enjoy it, you know, with the HPDs and everything, keeping you on your toes. And if you have a clean run and do okay, you can get a whole bucket load of SR and IR from it too, because it's being an hour-long races, you know, being a bit longer races and higher license, B license helps with that too. But I won't short fill too much either, because it's only about 1.7 litres a lap we're using anyway, so I probably won't. Okay, I guess.
Left side, still
Okay.
there. Clear.
Don't know why you wouldn't swing to the inside, but whatever. Make it awkward, why don't you?
Car
Oh, don't do
right.
it. Okay, fair enough.
Clear.
Okay, fair enough. Now if you could hold it around there, but remember HPDs might be pretty outdated in prototype terms, but they still have a lot of downforce, so a little bit awkward there, you lose some time, but it's okay, fair enough. I just can't believe how far ahead of the other GTEs we are. Shows the differences in the soft. I'd look back actually at what the soft, what like the ratings are of those guys, because I reckon I get a feeling it'd be sort of mid 2K kind of region for a lot of them. Explain the pace difference in race trim. There's one thing to do quali lap, especially you see this especially in Scops as well. The real one thing to do a quali lap, you know, the 1 lap pace, but it's another thing entirely to do that sort of intensity pace for a whole, you know, over a whole race without mistakes. So many people who can do that, they'll pop in, do a real quick single lap, but then they just don't have the race pace to match that. That's what the qualifying lap shows. So, and to be honest, it is definitely annoying when you're not as good of a qualifier, because you always end up being behind where you should be, and then you end up fighting people that you probably shouldn't need to be fighting, but because you qualify behind them or near them, they think that they've got similar pace to you, and leads to a lot of awkward scenarios, as I've had plenty of. But I think I'd prefer to have 1 lap pace than, I think I prefer to have race pace over 1 lap pace, which is what I think I've got and always generally have had, so I think I prefer it that way. So it's a pain though for things like Scops, with the way pre-quali works, you know, it's everyone able to sit there for ages and I can't put in that 1 lap, which I can't spend as much time doing in the first place, along with just generally being crap at quali, means I always end up pre-qualing pretty badly, and then a lot of time I'll miss the top split, well, especially like Phillip Island was a case of that. You know, it was so close between the whole field, and you know, missed the top split by probably, I think it was half a tenth, if that. You know, it was bugger all. And as it showed in the official stuff, I thought, you know, I definitely had the rain. I was I was being held or handicapped somehow for most of that race, either by being held behind people or having to fuel save. But I was still able to, you know, keep pace with the guys who were top split for Scops. So I think that showed me that you know, I think if I'd made it to top split, I might go. Oh, okay. Whoop. Sorry, Ben. I wasn't paying attention. Yeah, but showed to me that that if I'd made it to top split, I might not qualify well. I probably would have still qualified like nearly at the back, pretty much. But although then again, I found that as well with Scops. Again, another representation. Obviously, when you've got, you know, effectively, I mean, assuming you do it all, which obviously no one really does it all, but you've got 18 hours to put in a, you know, one one perler of a lap. 18 hours to find that. Whereas when you get to the actual, what are you doing? Okay,
Car right, clear on the right.
Yeah, well done, dipshit. Yeah. So you got, yeah, one.
The leader's pitting now.
I might as well need to keep an eye on the fuel. We've still got plenty of time, so we need to stop. But yeah, so it shows there as well, because you see so many of them again. They'll pre-qualify, do this really stonking time of pre-qualifying. Then it comes to the actual qualifying session, and they'll be right down the back, you know, way off what their pre-quali says. Because again, it's that difference. You know, it's you're having to find that lap. You know, generally, I think it's usually like a 20-minute qualifying session. Sometimes can be a boiling hot track as well in sessions, because there's so many cars going around. They generally tend to, the track dies off after like the first 5 minutes. So you've effectively got like one lap that you've got to try and nail to qualify well. So, and that catches out a lot of people. So yeah. But again, as I say, that's why it's probably a little bit bittersweet, that one, because I think you probably could hear it in the video. I mean, by the time this drops, that would have been like a good month or so ago. But you know, as you probably heard in my, if you did what, well, no one would have watched it at the end, but if anyone did, would have heard in my voice at the end, you know, it was bittersweet. You know, it was great fun. Had a lot of fun that race. Some really good battling and just intensity. The whole race was just basically 24 laps of just on the edge of my seat, you know, pushing at the end kind of deal.
Right side.
You're on the outside, man. Come on, you can do it.
Still there.
Wow.
Hold your line.
There we
Clear
go.
on the right.
Got there eventually. But yeah, it's basically there's 24 laps of just intensity. It was great fun, had a lot of fun, great battling. And to be fair to Bradley, he drove, as I think I said in the interview and everything, he drove damn well. Like, he drove very, very well, and couldn't really fault him. I mean, he made no major errors and just was pretty much flawless all race. So he absolutely deserved to get through the top split. But it's still a bit bittersweet, because, you know, I know my race pace would have been, you know, wouldn't have been too bad. So I think had I made it, I would, as I said, I probably would have qualified, you know, in the 30s somewhere, probably like, yeah, maybe like snuck a top 30 at best, but I think it would have been towards the back for sure. But
Car right, clear.
oh boy, there we go. But in race trim, I know I would have been fast, so probably would have been able to make up some good spots. Maybe, I mean, depending how things gone.
Car right.
Okay.
Clear on the right.
Depending how things went, I might have been able to, you know, maybe even sneak a top 20 out of it. I think anyway, just the feeling I got. But again, assuming I didn't get murdered early on, which being Scops and just supercars in general is absolutely never a guarantee. But anyway, you know, such is life. As I said, and especially for me, being it was the first time in, wow, I'm trying to think, first time in, oh, come on, let me through. Come on, let off. There we go.
Car on your left. Clear on the left.
Yeah, it was first time probably since last year. Yeah, since last year, like mid last year, so probably nearly a year since I was able to do one of the Scops rounds, apart from the Enduros. Discounting the Enduros, it was one of the few, the first solo round I could do. You're not going to do that, are you? Okay.
Left side,
sure.
clear.
Yeah, it was the first solo round I could actually do without having to worry about work the next day, because I do night shift stuff. It's always very awkward for leagues and that, which is why I can't commit to race to any sort of champs or anything these days. But so yeah, so it would have been cool to make top speed because it was the one time I could do it.
Right.
Hello, we got some shenanigans somewhere. Who is it? We good now? Yeah, we're good. Okay. Gonna assume it's probably a GTE or something. I'll be spinning. But anyway, but as I say, you know, it's still a great fun race. That's what your race was really good. Bradley absolutely deserved to make to win that and make the cut. So.
Slow car ahead.
Oh, man.
Go right.
Okay. Cool. So about 10, anyway, about 9, 10 laps. Getting back to this race, I've really not. It's kind of been in the. It's almost been like a let's talk, almost like a podcast of sorts. It reminds me, I should really try and look into doing those. 'Cause I do really enjoy a podcast. I need to listen to more podcasts. God. At times I've been like, yeah, look, I should probably listen to that podcast, and I don't listen to it at all. Like the F1 podcast, for example, I still haven't listened to the Beyond the Grid, any of them, not one of the Beyond the Grid podcasts, and there's been some fucking really good guests that have been on that, and I hear they're really good, and I just haven't listened to any of them, so I'm very bad for that. So many things I'm like, I should do that, and I just don't do it. I just end up racing or doing fuck all, but anyway. Anywho, but yeah, podcast with Hinsey with some racing in the background, you know. Oh my god, this guy, please. You gonna let me through, or what are we doing here? Oh my god, this guy, please, seriously. Getting a bit frustrated. Hopefully he'll be through here. Probably waiting till the straight, I hope he was. There we go. Yeah, he's got damage. I think he was one of the ones who started towards the front as well.
Keep to the right.
There we go.
Stay on the right. Clear.
Been good fun though, as I say. I've been chatting away because this is sort of how the races ended up being, apart from having to keep an eye on HPDs and prototypes. Okay, weird, he kind of got right on the chuff and I thought he was going to dive it, but he didn't. Aero. Did he go for it here? What are you doing?
Right side.
Yeah.
Clear.
Oh man, that was risky. Kind of cucks me, but whatever. But yeah, it's just from all those races really. As I say, we've, you know, couldn't keep the top three. I never was going to go that way.
Right
God.
side. Clear.
Yeah. Trying to help them out, but anyway. Yeah, but one of those races I knew I was gonna, figured pretty early on I was gonna be on my own, especially once old mate went off. So, as I say, certainly not been a bit boring though. With the lap GTEs and prototypes, we've certainly been kept on our toes, especially in the heat as well, as making it. The cars are not exactly planted, so yeah. So certainly lots to touch with the rest of them now, but again, can't knew that was going to happen anyway. We are so far ahead of the other GTEs behind, I've actually lost them on the relatives, so there you go. Been good to chat about random shit though, not letting anyone watch it, but it's always good to have a bit of a chinwag. Though anyone who knows me vaguely will know I'm terrible for that. It's absolutely terrible, but anyway. I swear I'm getting better these days, but the only reason I'm getting better is because I'm talking to less people these days, so, because the work I do and everything, I don't really get time to, so, or when I do have the time, I don't have the energy to do it, so, yeah. Anyway. So we've got a lapped BMW. There's an apex there somewhere, Mr. 18. Oh, there's Burn, what are you doing? There you go. Oh boy.
Car on your left. Still there. Clear.
Cool. Probably just pit after 6. We probably won't get too close on the fuel just because of how little you use per lap. Oh, hello. A couple of people gone. Actually, we're interested to see how many have survived this race, being at Mosport with all the traffic and everything. And just, as I say, I think being a bit of a hotter track too, it'll be interesting to see how many have survived the race. So I'll certainly have a look at the standings after and find that little bit of info out. So well in the traffic now again. A lot of these guys have pitted, I haven't yet. So there is that, but it should be a pretty quick stop. We're only adding about, so there's 12-13 litres by the looks of it, so it'll be a pretty short, sharp stop. Please don't rear end me. Well, why would you look there? Just wait till the exit. Righto. Guys, for the guy who's been leading most of the race, he's actually switched on, but anyway. So I'll probably go... Whoop, don't want to go off, I nearly went off there. Too busy looking at the fuel. Probably at 13, so short fill by JRT, because I always have it set to have one extra lap. Well, short fill, quote unquote, by what it's saying, by like half a litre. Should be fine. Looks like we're not going to do the extra lap anyway. Actually no, I'll just go 14. I'm literally battling nobody anyway. I'm literally on my own, so may as well play it safe. Always go again. Just been good to drive the Ford though. It's such a unique, it's its own unique machine in GT, and one of the good things about the GTs, one of the good things I've done with them is that they are all unique in their own way. You know, the Ford's got its own style, the Porca has its own style, Ferrari does, the Beamer does. They all have their own way of driving. They're all in the same class. They all, you know, designed obviously to be competitive with each other, but they all drive in very different ways, so, and achieve that pace in very different ways. So, oh yes. We are well within traffic now, so we're just kind of plodding along.
5 laps of fuel left.
Yeah, 10-4 on that spotter. We could just keep going, as I say. It doesn't. Again, at this point, it's another case of it doesn't really matter, because I think a lot of the GTs have pitted anyway, so we're probably going to come out and we'll come out in clean air for position still, but you know, whether we pit now and 4 laps or whatever, we're going to come out in amongst prototypes and lap GTs anyway, so it doesn't really matter when we pit now. Probably soon though. We'll hang out for a little bit longer, but Carlo's still leading the HPDs as per, or as he would and should.
Car right. Clear.
Whoa, awkward. Jeez, Carlo was a bit weird there. Didn't know why he went defensive, but anyway, Aero. Yeah, I think we're pitting about 2 or 3. So. Really nice to get a rhythm here too, because as I say, because it's such a flowing circuit, and all the corners flow together really well and lead into each other really well. It's quite a nice circuit to get a rhythm in. As I say, I personally actually probably one of my more favourite tracks, Mosport. I do really enjoy it. Shame that it's not really available anywhere else that I know of. Really, I swear one of the project cars, if not, I don't know if both had them, but I swear one of them had it. But yeah, unfortunately, outside of mods for RF2 and that, it's one of the tracks that isn't really used much outside of IR, which is, as I say, which I find a little bit disappointing, because I think it is a very cool track. A bit limited, obviously, in what can race it because of the way it is, but because of how short it is. But I mean, we're racing iLMS right now, and to be honest, it's actually not been bad. As I say, like the race has been pretty good. Like LMP ones haven't been too hard to deal with. You know, it seems like it does alright. So anyway. We can still, wow, 114 flat, yeet. Bit of pace there, bit of mumbo. That's good. I'm interested to go through and see, well, yeah, see where the next Ford GT is, because I get the feeling, if I'm not the only one, there's probably only like 2 of us in the Ford here, I get a feeling. No rest for look at though, I'll do this, and I'll probably, well, I reckon I'll do an IMSA run on straight out, or the IMSA run straight after, so back to Road America once again, whoop. Oh wow, that's, oh boy, whoops, that was stupid. Oops. Pro driver. Oops. Oopsie. It's alright. We actually only lost about 3 or 4 seconds.
You've got about 2 laps of fuel left.
Just kind of zoned out, went a bit deep there. That's the other problem. When you're on your own like this, in a race like this, where you're not really under any pressure whatsoever, it's so easy to do that and just pleb in a really stupid way. I've done it before. You just get into your own zone, you're just kind of going through the motions, and then you're more likely to have those errors. We'll pit now, though. So, yeah, as I say, we only lost about 3 or 4 seconds, but it doesn't really matter, because again, we're not really battling anybody. So, untick tyres, yep. Quick little fill, not much. Cool. I say that, we actually come out near Timothy. Huh. Well, I guess if we hadn't have gone off, we'd actually be ahead of Timothy. Okay, you know what that means. Serious mode engage. What happened to him? He was way ahead of me. He was like 8 seconds ahead of me. I don't know what's happened to him, but oh man, he's struggling big time. Alrighty. Dun. I get the feeling he's got damage. He's got to have damage, yeah. Alright, well. It's a freebie for me. Cool. Alright, well, didn't really matter then that we went off.
Got a slow car on the right.
Oh, more slow cars. Oh, he's gone off. Oh, okay. Okay, well. Bye-bye. He's done what I did, but way worse. That's, wow, he must have a... Oh, hello, more drama. What's going on? Everyone's just blowing up all of a sudden. We've got 8 minutes left and everyone's going crazy. Oh, man. Oh, I love it. It's great. You don't see this. Racing. I was about to say, I was sitting there going, man, it's actually been a really, from my end anyway, it's been a really, you know, sensible race, considering we've had 40 cars, you know, 40 cars with, what, a GTE class, a HPD class, and a bloody LMP1 class going around. We've actually, on a hot track, you know, we've actually had a very clean race, and then, of course, right before the end, everyone suddenly starts blowing up. But anyway, myself included, to be fair, but anyway. Well, there you go. We're going to ninja a podium then, thanks to old mate. I don't know what happened to him. That's weird. I'd love to go back and have a look at what happened to him, because, as I say, he was well ahead of me before the stops. He was a good, even without that little off, he was a good 7 or 8 seconds ahead of me. So I don't know what happened to him, but obviously something major. Either there's been a failure or something, but anyway. As I say, 3 positions, so I can't really complain too much, but yeah. And he's gone. Wow, okay. Something's happened to him, but anyway, all good. Free spot.
Car right.
Again, means we drop behind the leading 2 a little bit more, but we're literally battling nobody, so who really cares? Maybe wasn't paying attention to Bert coming up again. Oh, hello. You want to go around the outside, Bert, be my guess? No, don't want to, cool. I think he's got a good lead anyway, so he doesn't really need to risk anything. What's this guy doing?
Right side.
Pitting, or are you there? Are you there? Okay.
Clear on the right.
Good thing I figured. Oh, go on, Bert. Go. Everybody. There you go. I'm literally battling nobody myself, so I'm not really in a massive rush either. Kind of going through the motions at this point. Been good fun, as I say. It shows Mosport. It shows why it's good. Even with, as I say, even with the LMP1s, the big spaceships, it's still good fun. I can imagine deploying the hybrid around here would probably be a little bit of a nightmare, I'd imagine. Maybe. Oh, I don't know. I just get the feeling it would be, because I mean, other than there, yeah, I just get the feeling it'd be a little bit of a nightmare to manage deployment around here, kind of like with Monza, but, you know, in terms of the actual racing, it's actually been good, you know, it's not been too bad. But about 6 to go, and it looks like we're on for a podium, which is great. So 5th to 3rd, yeah, happily take that. Kept it clean, apart from that one off track. We were gonna have no instance whatsoever, and then we just had to have that little off. As I say, it was such a lazy off too, just kind of zoned out. As I say, as I mentioned, it's a risk that you always have when you're in these kind of scenarios where you've just been on your own, not really under any pressure at all, just doing the, you know, essentially just going through the motions. It's kind of like your own. It's like a test session, but you've got, you know, other class of cars there as well. It's kind of like that. So, okay, what are you doing? Commit to it or don't? God. Yeah, but oh, okay, he's the one who got murdered. Might just let him have it.
Still there, clear.
There we go, let him have it. I'm not really battling anybody, so I don't really mind if I have to lift off at the moment. Yeah, well, we've left up to 7th in the GTE field. Wow. There you go. But yeah, as I say, those kind of mistakes, and they're the ones that, to me, being in an intense battle and that, having to push really hard, obviously there's risks of, you know, blowing up or going off or whatever. You're going to go for it, Carlo, or not? I don't know what you're doing, Carlo.
Clear.
Carlo. He kind of was looking, but I didn't know if he wanted to go. I probably should have just kept going. I think he wanted me to keep going, but
You have about 5 laps of fuel left.
it looked like he was looking. I could be wrong though, but anyway, we got through it. But anyway, as I say, yeah, to me, those are the riskier times. Like, as I say, pushing hard and everything, or having to push really hard, and that always there's the risk of going off because you overstep the mark. But to be fair, in those scenarios, you're generally focused, obviously, because you're pushing hard, the adrenaline's up, you know, you're really hyper-focused, you know, so generally you're more likely to catch errors, if that makes sense. But in these kind of scenarios, where you're just kind of going through the motions, there's not really any pressure, so you're not, you know, the adrenaline isn't as high, you're not focusing as much because you don't have as much to focus on. You know, these are the scenarios, like, to me, where it's more risk, where there's a higher risk of errors like that, which can end up either ending your race, period, or severely hampering your race, you know, just because you're just not focusing, you know, you just zone out, you end up getting into a bit too much of a groove, you're just kind of going off muscle memory a little bit too much, and the next thing you know, you're in the wall, you know. It's so easy to do that in these scenarios. That's why it's always, you know, always crucial to try and keep yourself, try and still stay, you know, stay focused, you know, over focus, obviously, and tire yourself out, but try and still stay as focused as you would if you were in a pack or whatever, you know what I mean? That's why I think anyway, but all good there, so. But yeah, anyway. But yeah, other than that one little error that, again, the grand scheme literally has cost us literally nothing apart from one off track. Apart from that, it's been a pretty, yeah, right. Yeah, just a clean run. As I say, my pace has not been that great. I've just been kind of going through the motions. I haven't been pushing terribly hard, really, since like 5-10 minutes in. Like, obviously, I was pushing hard initially, trying to see if I could keep with the cars ahead, but pretty quickly realised I couldn't. So I've pretty much just been going through the motions for about 50 minutes. just circulating, pretty much. So. Oh, there goes Rico. He was one of the guys, I think, who was behind us as well, I'm pretty sure, in GTE. So that's all good. Another one bites the dust. Looks like we should be good for a bit until the next P1, probably till the end of the lap, or maybe the next lap. Should be 2 to go next time by. Fine on fuel. Even if you have to go one more, we should just make it. Might cough on the line, but we should just make it. But we won't anyway, so all good. As I say, no rest for the wicked. I'll probably end up doing the IMSA run right after this, I think. Just gonna wait till GT3, but I think I want to have another GT run. I'm trying to remember how many I've done now this week in IMSA. So I did the Bimmer. Did I do the Ferrari? I can't remember now. I've either done one or two, but I know I haven't done the Porker, so I'm probably gonna do the Porker. even though I don't know if it's actually that strong. Road America, I got a feeling it isn't, but I'll still do it anyway, just because I'm sure it'll be very different to this. It'll be much more intense, I can tell you that much. Won't be anywhere near as cruisy, so good to have a race like this though every now and then where it's a little bit less pressured. You just kind of go along, you can kind of, yeah, it's just nice to have these kind of races every so often. Not all the time, obviously, but, you know, every so often. As I say, because of iLMS with the prototypes, you're not, it does still keep you busy, you know, especially around a tight, twisted track like this, you know, it still keeps you on your toes. You still have to watch out for prototypes coming through and lapping other GTEs, yada yada, so. Been good though, as I say.
You have about 2 laps of fuel there.
Kept it clean, that's about all we've done, really. That's all we had to do, really. Once we saw where our pace-wise, all we had to do was just keep it clean. But yeah, good to get a podium. Always nice. Looks like Burn will be on for the win too. Looks of it, LMP1, I'm pretty sure. So good on Burn. Yep, looks like he will. Good old win for him. He's a guy I know from the Virtual Endurance Championship. Or we're just going to get the extra lap. He nearly got to us, but not quite. But yeah, guy I know from the Virtual Endurance Championship on R Factor 2. So very nice guy and a very handy racer indeed. So especially in prototypes. So yeah. Anyway, bring it home now. Just bring it around for this final lap. We're guaranteed P. As long as we get to the end of the lap, we're guaranteed P3 now, because obviously force behind the leader, who's now done. I'm pretty sure. Unless JRT's calculated as if he's going to lap me, at which point I don't think he is, by the looks of it. So this could be a bit awkward. Yeah, I think he is actually. Has it? I'm trying to figure that out. I don't know if he's cruising on a slowdown lap or if he actually. No, I got the white flag, so yeah, he must be on a slowdown lap. Anyway, I think I've just gone enough that I can make it around if I have to. Yeah, I get the feeling that JRT assumed he'd catch me, but he hasn't. That's my feeling. Find out anyway in a minute. No, I think he is done. Anyway, we'll find out here. Let's have a look. Do we get the check? If we do, okay, fair enough. So he was just on in lap then. There you go.
There's the flag. It's over. Bring it back to pits. We're going.
Well, engineer not happy, but problem with the reason why he does that with these races, even though I finished third in class, is because he's looking at the results by those standings with both all the classes put together. So that's why he always sounds disappointed, even if you get a third or whatever in your class. But either way, hope you guys enjoyed. As I say, I had a good time. You know, it was a pretty chill race. And, you know, it's good to, as I say, it's good to have them every now and then. Not too much, of course, but good to every now and then have a bit more of a chilled race. So, yeah, you know, it was cool. So that was not too much to really say, but it was cool. So, again, hope you guys enjoyed the video. And until next time, it's bye for now.